Yeah, hello everybody. I'm sure that you have gone through the poem which I had supplied you with the full text of the poem and all the lines, and you must have gone through the supplementary things also about tennis, about Eliot, and about what he meant, and the old book of poems. Okay, and today in this video lecture we shall be dealing in two parts. Firstly, let us go through working with the poem with a few of the things, and then in the second part I'll introduce you to the speech. I mean, how the reported and direct speech is there. So today it will be only the introduction part, and in the next we'll be talking about the rules and some exercises. Okay, so let us begin with working with the poem. Read the first stanza and think, is Macavity a cat really? Maybe, yeah. Because if you go through the other part of the poem, and not about the abridged edition, you will find that Macavity is dwelling over the leftovers, and this book of poem was all about cats only. So it can be a cat with imagination, with some exaggeration, or with some hyped language used. Now, if it is cat really, then yes, it is spoiling things, and it usually happens. Cat comes in and drinks the milk and leaves the lift and then spoils the milk, or you can say many other things. Now, crime is not a crime that can be done. And then, if when you read whole of the poem, you also find that in one of the sentence it is that. The Admiralty's papers have been torn off. I mean, cat has played with that and then teared the pages and all. So the pages have been left torn off. So yeah, it is a cat. And if no, who can Macavity be? Now, if it's not a cat, then he can be any person who is in a disguise, doing some wrongs, and in disguise and putting it to the you know name of the cat. But yeah, it is a poem which is all about cats only. Complete the following sentences. A master criminal is one who just go through it in the syllabus, you do it. A cat, I'm sure. Now let us take up question number 3. A cat, I'm sure, could walk on a cloud without coming through. Which law is Macavity breaking in the light of the comment above? Yeah, it is law of gravity has been broken. Okay, so just write it. Read stanza 3 and describe Macavity in 2-3 sentences of your own. This you have to do your own. Stanza 3 means find Macavity is ginger cat, tall, thin, athletic body, eyes sunken in, brow deeply lined, thoughtful all the time. Okay, so the just bottom stanza, just go through it and just explain in your own words. True or false again, you go and get it done. Having read the poem, try to guess whether the poet is fond of cats. If so, why does he call Macavity a fiend and monster? A fiend and a monster because nobody is able to overcome the deeds of the cat, and you cannot stop the cat. Whenever the cats are there at your own houses, you cannot stop them for spoiling the milk, and it is very hard to stop them because they work in a sly. They come without making any noise. They can climb the stairs very swiftly. They can get into your ventilators. They can get inside your windows. They can even move inside the grill. So you can stop a dog, stop any other animal, but cats are very not very easy to stop. So what happens? Cat is a monster. That means it is beyond the limit of human to stop the cat for spoiling the things or breaking the law likewise. So you can just call, so the poet has called Macavity a fiend or a monster. Has the poet used exaggeration for special effect? Yes. Find a few examples when you read the lines. Now, exaggeration, what is exaggeration? Exaggeration is that when you hype the things to that extent which can translate or which can easily tell the magnitude of a thing. So that is known as exaggeration. Now, how we can exaggerate the things? That the wind was blowing so fast, so heavily, that it could have moved my house. This is exaggeration. Wind cannot move their concrete houses. So this is exaggeration. The rain was too heavy that we would have sailed in the boats. So this is exaggeration. It cannot happen actually. Okay. The tree was so high that it was having a world inside. The tree was so big that it was having a world inside. I mean, too many animals, too many birds were dwelling over there. They were having their permanent home. But world cannot be inside the tree. So this is what is exaggeration. So where the exaggeration has been done, you can say break the law of gravity. Law of the gravity nobody can break. Powers of levitation. Fakir is astonished. And then find shape in a monster of depravity. Find in a feline shape. So find means a monster in a small shape. Okay, so these are the exaggeration which has been used over there. Now this ends up this particular poem. Now let us go with the speech. Now what is speech? When we converse, okay, when we converse with each other, how we converse, what are the elements of this speech? When two people are there, you just observe. Okay, so today what we are doing is that only the introductory part will be there, then we'll be talking about rules and all. So just introduction. Okay, so just whatever I have given the text which you have been supplied with, you just go through the text, and today we will be having the discussion of it. Then we'll discuss in the coming video lecture, we'll discuss in detail. What is speech? But today's lecture is important, okay? What is a speech? When we talk, when we converse with each other. When we converse with each other, say for example, there is a dialogue. Monologue means one is speaking. Dialogue means two people are speaking. When two people are speaking, they are telling their own stories. They are telling about themselves. Just say for example, I am speaking to you. I am teaching. So I am speaking to you. I am teaching English. So I am not using any other word. Only this thing whatever you have read in your tenses. Okay. But when you will tell this thing to your friend, that sir said I am teaching in this way, or you will say sir says that he is teaching. In two ways you will tell about me to your friend. Okay, this is one way of telling. Or let us take another example. Your friend must have told you some time back that he is going somewhere. Okay, so and if you are meeting somebody, so what he is saying, you are saying to your friend, Ram says he is going to market. And this either you get said directly in inverted comma, or you can convert it into a report. Okay, like Ram is saying that he is going to cinema. Ram is saying that he is going to cinema. The word I will not be coming what Ram has used. So when you are communicating about somebody, when you are communicating to somebody, to your friend, to your family, to your teacher, about somebody who has said something, then you are creating a report. Now this report is created in two ways. Either you quote it directly, or you change the words. So either the substance is only the communicated, only the crux is only the communicated, or only the summary is communicated in proper tense and proper meaning, or else you quote directly. This is what is called speech. Let us see the example. Now there are two ways of speaking, either directly or indirectly. So indirectly is known as reported speech, or direct means directly we have said. He says I am coming. He says I am coming. Either you say about him that he is saying I am coming, or you convert it indirect. He says that he is coming. He says that he is coming. Now, what are the changes you see? You see that there are no inverted comma over here, because you are reporting somebody about him, and you say that he, now there is no inverted comma. Now, another thing, I has been converted into he. He says that he is coming. So, this is how we indirectly report the things. Okay, so you must have got the feeler of what the changes are. What you can do is that go some exercises and go through some, don't solve the exercise, just read the sentences and you will find, first identify which is reported and which is direct. Identification is more important. Okay, so this is how you have to go to. There are two ways to report, either you say directly in inverted comma or either you can convert it. Okay, now before you start converting and doing exercises, that is very important to identify, like you have identified two ways of saying. In that way, it is very important to identify what are the rules which are used to change the sentences into direct and indirect, because saying it directly is quite easier. We are studying about indirect only. We will be seeing more about indirect, and then we will be seeing interconversion, direct to indirect, indirect to direct. Okay. Now, few things you must identify. Where we use it? We use generally this in conversation, we use in preparing reports, we use in stories, we use in summaries. Okay. So, where we use this speech? We use in summary, we use in reported speech, we use in reports, we use in story writing. Okay. Therefore, I mean, you have written the bubbles, converted those sentences into indirect speech. The officer, the British officer, the East India Company officer was saying that to farmers that pay all the taxes. Okay. All right, just bubble. So, bubble is in this form. Here is the bubble, and you write the big, have a picture of a British East India Company officer. He is saying, I am coming, or pay the taxes. Okay. But over here, when you are reporting it, you will say the British East India Company officer ordered the farmers to pay all the taxes. Okay. So, in this way, it is, the report is converted. So, therefore, where it is used. Second important thing is reported verb. Now, this is very important. I will be supplying you with some reported verbs. What are reported verbs? These are reported verbs. One is auxiliary verb, helping verb, like he is coming. Over here, I am coming. So, in I am coming, am is helping verb, auxiliary verb. Says is the reporting verb. Okay. That is reporting verb. Okay. The verbs which are used to report: he inquired, he asked, he told, he narrated, he questioned, he exclaimed. So, these are all what reporting verbs are there. So, I will be supplying you with a list of some 50 to 100 odd reporting verbs, so that you can just identify where the reporting verb is used. So, that is not a direct sentence which you have learned in your tenses, make framing of the tenses. Okay. So, they are called reporting verbs. Now, what are the rules? Firstly, go through sentences of some general conversion, and I will be supplying you with some solved examples also. Go through each of them. It is not possible for me to write all the examples, but I will be supplying you with some examples. After examples, you will identify the rules. We have studied there are three types of tenses: present, past and future. So, present tense and future tense, whenever the direct is converted into indirect, in present and future tenses are not changed. Okay. And how? I will be supplying with the examples. When the past tense is there, the sentences are changed, the tenses are changed into corresponding, that I will be narrating. Now, then past tense also will find some of the exceptions, like God is great. He said, I mean, how can we say? He says God is great. He says God is great, or he said God is great. He said that God is great. Now, here the tense will not be changed. So, likewise, some exceptions are there that I will be letting you know. While interrogative sentences are there, you have got two types of interrogative sentences. Okay, one is having answer in yes no, either you say yes or either say no. But some of the interrogative sentences are of WH type, where, what, when, whom. So they are known as WH type interrogative sentences. In WH type interrogative sentences, the things are quite different. Okay, so here you will just all these rules will be discussing in the coming chapters, okay, coming video lecture and coming exercises. Okay, and we'll be doing the exercises. I'll be just classifying the under various rules. I'll be classifying the exercises and you will be doing it. The one theory which I have supplied you with, what you do, just go through, do not solve the exercise, but go through the introductory part. Whatever today's lecture is there is all covered in that only. So go through it and you will be able to understand. Okay, important thing is identification, whether it is direct or indirect, or how the rules are there. I mean, if you not rules will be studying in the next one, but still identification is important. What type of questions are asked, WH type or yes no type question has been asked. So go through them. I am supplying with some reporting verbs, a good list of reporting verbs, and then what we'll do, we'll solve see the rules and solve the examples one by one, and then we'll be doing the exercises. So this is important because this will be used in your class 9th and 10th. Okay, so this lecture ends here itself. Thank you.